Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of different topics. So I have 13 minutes to do this, so we'll do the best we can. Let's start off with the art that I'm doing right now. I'm only going to be doing like the first layer in a painting I'm calling the High Priestess. It is part of my tarot card project, and there's lots of symbology in here, and I'm just trying to capture it all. So in this, I'm just doing a couple of background layers. In my studio, what's going on? Not a lot of actual physical painting lately. I just have been really working on my digital art and trying to make improvements, and I think that's been going fairly well, and I've been pretty happy with my progress. So even though I'm not doing any physical painting, I am doing some sketching in my sketchbook, and I'm doing the digital art, which is fulfilling my creative needs. And it's been very, I'm starting to get more comfortable with digital art to the point where I'm starting to enjoy it and enjoy spending hours working on a painting. It's really rewarding. Even more so than traditional art. I never thought I would say that, but it has been more rewarding. So I'm enjoying that quite a bit. So this week I have taken the second week of the Publish and Thrive course with Miss Sarah Cannon, and I have enjoyed it so much. There's been so much information that's been thoroughly like life-changingly beneficial. I am rethinking how I'm going to do absolutely everything. I'm just not in a bad way rethinking, but in like, oh, that's a possibility. Oh, that's a possibility. So that's been really great. I've learned about different apps and different ways of doing things that are going to make my life so much easier. I've gotten just a lot of ideas, and it's really overwhelming. If anybody is thinking, is this class worth it? I know she's not giving it any time further this year, but if you were to want to try to buy in next year, is the class worth it? Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh my God. Especially if you are a noob and you've never published a book, but you've always wanted to publish a book and you don't know the first thing to do, it is invaluable. Just the different ways you can publish, the different platforms you can publish on, how to do it. It's fairly simple. I mean, it's difficult to do graphic art and cover art and stuff like that, but I am an artist and I can find a way to make my cover art. So I'm not too worried about that, but they do talk about some programs you can use in order to make that cover art, if that's the route you want to go. There's even programs that do everything for you, and it's at a cost, of course, but they do everything for you. And so, I mean, it almost makes you think like, if you really had the budget for it, you can make anything happen for yourself. And that's really amazing. If you are working full time and you can set some money aside, do so to increase your publishing budget to as much as you can. It really will benefit you because there are so many different ways you can make a really top quality product if you have the budget for it. And that budget doesn't need to be that large. It really doesn't need to be that large. You can find not shortcuts, but workarounds and stuff like that, and the budget doesn't need to be that high. We learned about royalties, and that's something to really think about. Publishing wide versus publishing just through Amazon, and they both have their pros and cons. To me, for what I'm doing with my graphic art, my graphic novel, I think publishing wide is going to be my best option. I don't know that I'm going to be publishing direct to every single publisher, every single venue, just because I don't have a lot of time. I'm trying to beef up my art skills. I'm actively writing children's books, and I'm actively writing graphic novels, and I'm actually, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, working on a project with my brother who's an author, and trying to get something off the ground with him. So that's a lot of different projects, and I just don't think that I have the time to devote to uploading multiple files and dealing with the different things that could go wrong and keeping up with all those different markets. I'd rather go to one site, deal with all my stuff on one site. That for me personally, that's just the best way to go about it. And if I miss out on some money in that way, I miss out on some money, and I have to be okay with it, because the course is called Publish and Thrive. So it's not just that you're publishing and making the most money you can make, and that's not the goal. The goal is that you're living your best life at the end of the day. And for me, having to do all this over and above extra work is not me living my best life. It is me being overwhelmed. And this may or may not make any sense to you. If you have know a little bit about the publishing process, this conversation will make sense. If not, it can be a little bit confusing. If anybody watches this and they do want to know, leave a comment. I will respond, because I'm obviously a fledgling channel. What else? That's pretty much it for this week. We really just talked about uploading to different platforms. One thing I did learn about, which I thought was super interesting, was Kindle Vella. So Kindle Vella is an app you can get on your phone. Well, it's through Kindle, the Kindle app, but it's like an app within an app. And you can read serialized fiction. Well, I've always wanted to write serialized fiction. I like writing in that style. I think we've talked about that on this channel already, is that that's more of my writing style. And I had a meeting with my brother, and we talked about writing something together where I would plot it and do some initial notes, and he would write the chapters. And we would post them onto Kindle Vella. And I feel like this is something that we can both do and have a lot of fun with. And also it can turn into a marketing system for his books and for my books if we put both of our names on it. Also with Kindle Vella, after you've published so many episodes, after 30 days, you can box them up and sell them as books on Amazon. And that is freaking phenomenal, because not only are you writing serialized fiction, but you could potentially be making some money with some books. And that is just absolutely fantastic. So it's almost like you're writing your first draft, but then you can turn that first draft into a novel and sell that novel on its own. This is a mind-blowing idea for me. And had I not taken this course, I would not have found out about it. Or I would have found out about it the long way around. This has just cut so much time off of the research that I would need to do. So I have an idea for a story. I'm going to be plotting it out this week. Well, today, tomorrow, and Saturday, and then I'll send the plot off to my brother, and he'll put his input on it, and we'll meet about it on Monday and try to decide, which way we're going to go with that. What else? I've been thinking about going back and doing Artist Alley. I know for sure I'm going to be doing Artist Alley next year, barring whether or not I'm going to get pregnant. I'm definitely going to be trying to get pregnant this year. So if I am pregnant, heavily pregnant, or I have a little tiny baby, I won't be doing Artist Alley next year. But if I don't, then my goal is to do Artist Alley next year and really promote my comic book. But I think some promotion can happen before next year. And again, especially if I'm going to be pregnant, next year, I really want to just try to get out to one Artist Alley this year. And so that is going to be a local convention, Tidewater Comic Con. And I'm basically not there to make money, but there to promote my book. And I will have a book there to sell, and also some other tchotchkes, including these prints that I'm going to be making of the tarot cards. But I will be just trying to sell, not sell the book, of course, but promote it. So I'll have my business card will be the book cover, and I will just be handing out as many of those as possible for people to get on my mailing list, so I can start generating that organically. That would be really great. If I could find a way to do a QR code so they can join the mailing list right there at the table, that would be fantastic. I just need to figure out how to do that. So Artist Alley is something that's going to happen at least once this year. Again, it's a local con, so the cost is really low. It's a 2-day con. And I think if I get at that table, it'll be worth it to me as far as getting people to join the mailing list and everything like that. Um, what else? That's pretty much the sum of what's going on in the studio this week. I've got a few more minutes left, so let me talk about the art a little bit more. So in the back of this card, you have a tree, and it's supposed to be the tree of life, but this is a high priestess, and I think of like witchy magic when I think of the high priestess, and she's embodying femininity, and it's a beautiful card, but it's also kind of a creepy card. I get creepy vibes, so I wanted this tree to have sprawling arms, but I wanted them to be like scraggly. So they've got scraggly arms, and the palm leaves are to represent masculinity, and the pomegranates are representing femininity. There's 5 palm leaves and 5 pomegranates, and that means that she has balance between masculinity and femininity. That's pretty much the sum of this. I mean, I'm going to have other elements as well. Again, this is just the first layer. But I've had a lot of fun drawing these little details. It took me like an hour to get all the details sorted, but I think it's turning out really nice. Again, this is just a flat layer of color. There will be shadow, and I will clean everything up. I don't know that I'm going to do it on camera, but I will clean everything up and definitely put some of the other layers on camera so that we can tidy these up. And by Tuesday, hopefully in the Tuesday video, I'll have a finished work. But this just took me an hour just doing this first layer, and there's like 4 more layers I have to go. So it's going to take me a while, and I'll just work on it a little bit at a time, and we'll see, what we can do. What else? I don't know. I think that's about the sum of things. I'm excited about doing Artist Alley. I'm excited about the Q&A with Publish and Thrive that's happening on Saturday. I'm excited about writing this new story. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I still have to finish that mermaid painting. It's staring at me right now, and I got that going on, which is nice. I haven't worked at all on my imaging painting, and I need to do that hopefully this weekend. I don't have my kids all weekend, so I feel like that should give me a lot of time to just play around with my paints and enjoy that time. Let's see. If anybody is watching this till the end here, let me know. Go ahead and leave a comment. I do want to talk to people about these topics. I'm not very good at social media and making friends, and this is a way for me to keep accountable every day what I'm doing in the studio, because I'm working for myself and I need to remain accountable. But also, it's a way for me to feel like I am reaching out and hopefully forming friendships, and that would be a nice little perk, because I don't have that. It's very lonely working for yourself. I don't think people mention that enough. But anyway, that's about the sum of what's going on with me, and we are coming to the last few seconds of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.